Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, Aquarius, let's go ahead and take a little peek at what Aquarius doesn't know. What is it that Aquarius doesn't see or isn't aware of? What do we have here? We have Temperance upright, we have Two of Wands upright, and we have the Three of Swords. Look, I think somebody is hiding their real feels on this. It could be Sagittarius that is hiding their incredible amount of heartbreak. They may be on the cusp of trying to explain this to Aquarius and then still hiding it after all and thinking maybe I'll say something and then no, I won't. This feels like somebody is hiding and acting like everything's fine, and they're always on the cusp of actually like having a meltdown and saying no, this isn't fine at all. We have a Seven of Pentacles upright, we have the Two of Swords sideways. That Seven of Pentacles upright is they either have put on this facade for a very long time, and maybe so has Aquarius. Maybe this is like everybody's been acting like things are just fine and nobody knows how to broach the subject because we actually have doors that are like locked. It almost feels like there's this weird, we'll be pretending that we get along just fine. This is so perfect. They're that weird politeness that happens when people are actually not comfortable with each other at all, but they're just both acting like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything about, what bothers me. I'm just gonna act like everything is so fine. That's how this comes across. It does not come across as sincere at all. We have a Ten of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Higher Self. What's crazy is they know that they're losing Aquarius if they don't break this weird pretense of happiness. Like, I'm starting to get this vibe that maybe Aquarius and this person have been like departing from each other, and it's like, oh yes, we're going to be splitting up, we're moving out, we're moving on, and as we go through this very amicable breakup where it's like we're going to be friends and it's going to be fine, but obviously we're not going to be together anymore. It turns out they are like just like one cracker away from turning into mush. It feels like they are just, they could crumble really easily. They could get soggy really fast. They could start to cry when they've been fronting in the exact opposite way of how they're really feeling. And I think it's because they know that this seems like this is what Aquarius wants, and Aquarius is really happy, and Aquarius is moving on, and everything's fine. And I actually think Aquarius is, because if they've been fronting like this is what they wanted and it's totally fine, ironically, Aquarius might have said, well, okay, you know what? This is for the best. You know what? They're not trying to get me back. They're not trying to hold on to anything. So I've been accepting it, and I've been letting go too. And yeah, death and rebirth. I think if they really didn't want to let Aquarius go, I think that they probably should have said something a really long time ago, because Aquarius has actually been getting over them. And now that it's coming to a point where Aquarius is actually almost totally over them, that's where they're like, oh my God, I've been hiding this, and I am so fragile about the fact that this is making me freaking miserable, and this isn't what I wanted, but I've hid it for so long. I've been lying so long. It's a lot of, it's never a good idea to lie about how we really feel about stuff and what we really want. Inspiration of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. We can literally see Aquarius is like about to turn the page, about to cut the cord, about to be out of their life forever. Maybe this is a situation where Aquarius and another person have actually been, going through the process of like something bigger, like even if they weren't married and divorcing, let's say, oh yeah, our lease is almost up. We were just cohabitating, even though we were technically broken up, and we're going to be moving on with our lives. But now it's like, yep, I've been starting to move my boxes out. I only have a little bit left. I've already moved into a new place. There's just a few things still in the garage that I'm going to come over and pick up. And then that's going to be it. We're not going to have any more reason to interact because, hey, remember, we decided to do this and we didn't patch it up. They wanted an amicable split, and I healed and got over them as we were disassociating. I think Aquarius is fine. I think Aquarius is like ready to cut the final ties with this person. And by contrast, they are like about to have a meltdown over this. Are they going to tell Aquarius this, or is this just the way they're going to feel inside, and then they're going to bust out crying, to friends? Or are they going to like drunk dial Aquarius and call them in the middle of the night? What is the deal here? Ace of Swords upright. 3 of Coins. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Swords. 7 of Coins. Oh no. They are going to... I guess it could be that Aquarius hears all these truths, maybe from some third party first, who fills in all these pieces of the puzzle, or maybe they first have a meltdown and tell a friend or other people about like what they really wished for with Aquarius, how they wish things would have gone. I don't know though. I think that they're going to tell Aquarius, or at least Aquarius is going to get the info, but they're going to kind of stand there and not react to it because it's going to be a lot to think about. If Aquarius has been separating, letting go of something, it's going to be really weird to get reeled back in, It's going to be really weird. With that 7 of Pentacles, that's like... all this time, they have failed to explain how they really felt, what they really wanted. And I think Aquarius is going to be kind of like head spinning, and maybe have to really consider this. Be like, so you're just now telling me this truth that you wanted us to piece things back together? Then why did we get to this point of separating only to then say, no, I really want this? I don't know. This could be weird for Aquarius. Hang on, I'm freezing, actually. Let me take this off and put on my jacket. That's not warm enough. Sorry, guys. I get really, really cold sometimes I get into our little character stories, and a lot of minutes pass and I get more chilled by the moment. And gosh, that Queen of Swords. Somebody could get chilly just from emotion too. Sometimes you start to like feel frozen because there's nerves involved or something. This storyline is not making me nervous, but I'm picturing our character. They could be a little trembly, wondering what Aquarius is thinking, because Aquarius looks like they turn into stone. Like, I'm not reacting right now. I need to think about this. We have a Knight of Swords upright, and we have a 5 of Coins. This does feel like a very valid question, which is, why are you racing in after letting the entire thing fall apart? This could have been a marriage, because we do have the chapel. Or it's like, why are you telling me now that you wanted to stay together forever and get married? Then why did you leave the relationship out in the cold and let us disassemble it? And now you're racing in at the last instant, now that the door is open and the chapel is empty and the guests have gone home and the relationship's been dismantled and I've moved out. And why now? Why is this the time that you choose to come rushing in to say, I really want all this? And I would argue that's a very valid question to be asking. Oh boy. Well, universe, what's the advice for Aquarius on this? Princess of Swords. There is something to, gather information on for Aquarius. And that could be Aquarius needs to ask a few questions, or they have to ask themselves a couple questions and be like, hey, let me consider. We got the 8 of Cups upright. We got the 5 of Wands. There's a lot of deep thought. And it may be that Aquarius says, I actually need to walk away from this and think about, why am I willing to walk away? Why was I willing to walk away? Because, what are my real reasons here? As much as I need to know what are your reasons for only just now asking me to stay, I need to ask myself, why have I been willing to walk away? Look, somewhere in the midst of this, I think that there's a truth. Because Aquarius looks like they've been getting happy at the concept of moving on. They weren't at first, and then then they've been getting more happy, more excited, more like, you know what, my next chapter is going to start, and I feel like this is where I'm meant to go. And then they're about to do this pause and say, okay, this is new information. You want to patch things up. I'm going to need a minute to digest this and ask myself, why would I have been willing to walk away? 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands. I think Aquarius is going to find their answer. And I think whatever their answer is, they'll either be able to feel comfortable with it, whether it's to say, you know what, I do want to patch things up with you. But it's good that we had this break. It's good that we had a chance to consider what it would really be like not to be together. And no, I would rather be with you too. Or if Aquarius is going to be able to say, I thought long and hard about it, and I am ready to move on. I don't regret having spent time with you. And I also know that I won't regret the fact that we've moved on, because it's the right thing to do. However Aquarius comes to their conclusion, I do feel like they're going to get the answer once they get a chance to chew on this and think it over. I don't see them making an immediate, having an immediate answer to this. It just says, at least from the universe, it says, contemplate, Aquarius. What were your reasons for being willing to walk away? Are those valid reasons? Is it because this doesn't work for you? Or was this something that brought you full circle? And it's like, wow, this person really wants to fight for this connection. That's what I needed to hear. So yeah, now I'm all in. Now I can see that maybe we are on the right path, and let's go ahead and rebuild this. The universe doesn't tell Aquarius what's right or what to think. It's up to Aquarius. But it does say, give oneself time to ask, not ask them, why do you do what you do? But for Aquarius to ask themselves, why have I been willing to let go? And would I change my mind given this new information? So, you know what? I like the fact that the universe is always, lately anyway, it seems like is always propping up characters to make their best decisions that are authentic for themselves. I always think that that's good when a character, thinks about it from their own lens. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate you guys, Aquarians. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye for right now.